Hey there, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman.
Hi, I'm Valerie Soule.
And tonight we're talking about self-care. We're going to have a fun time tonight because self-care is going to be the first topic we are tackling in our 4-part series that's going to mirror what we're going to be doing at Designing the Self this April 8th, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the
9th.
April 9th. I'm sorry, April 9th. We changed the date in order to accommodate someone. So April 9th, we're going to be redoing Designing the Self. I shouldn't say redoing because it will be 4 brand new topics. Self-care is going to be our first one, and we're teasing it here on the show. And we're very happy to have Valerie Soule here with me. She's going to be at Designing the Self. And we're going to be having fun talking about it. But let's tease it out here. We're not going to solve everybody's problems here tonight, but we will do that on April 9th. So definitely come out to
No pressure.
No pressure. You can find that meetup at meetup.com/TLOA-MTL. That's TLOA as in the law of attraction, MTL as in Montreal, and you can click on RSVP there. I think we're getting close to the limit. So if you want to come to this thing, we have a limited number of seats. So definitely go there and check it out. You can also go to the lawofattraction.ca and click on next event. All right. Well, the first segment of the show is called What I Learned This Week. And so I learned something pretty interesting this week. It's something that I kind of knew, but I'm seeing it expressed more and more. So okay, besides being interested in zombies, I'm really interested in Elon Musk. Elon Musk is this entrepreneur. Actually, I'll just show you his face here. That's his face, Elon Musk. It looks backwards to me. I don't know if it looks forwards to you.
Yeah, it does. It's fine.
Okay, perfect. Elon Musk, and he's the creator of SpaceX, Solar City, and Tesla. Now, he's all in the energy business. He's interested in renewable energy. He wants to help the world, and you should. What I learned this week is that you should definitely follow Elon Musk on Twitter because he does things on there that are very interesting. A couple of weeks ago, they were having power troubles in Australia, and he tweeted to the Australian, one of the Australian ministers, "Hey, I can solve your energy problems if you want to." But this week, there was a man who was driving, I shouldn't say a man, but I think it was a man driving a Tesla vehicle. So Tesla is an electric car that Elon Musk helped design. And this man, he went in front of somebody else's car who seemed to be driving erratically. And he went in front of the car and he braked slowly and he stopped the car with his car. All right, some pretty James Bond stuff right there. Well,
yeah.
the man who was driving, so it turns out the man who was swerving in the car, he had a stroke of some sort, and so that's why he was swerving on the road, because he had gone unconscious. This man performed CPR or something on the guy. I can't remember what the article said. But what was interesting about it was that man incurred $10,000 plus damage on his vehicle. And Elon Musk, he's picking up the tab, because that's just the kind of guy he is. He hears about someone having some difficulty with his car, and he's savvy enough to offer him to pay for a service for the damages. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
And that's why I signed up to Elon Musk's Twitter, because I gotta know these things real time. So that's what I learned this week. I gotta follow Elon Musk real time.
I'll definitely do the same. That's it. He's on my list now.
He's so cool. He's not only someone who cares about the environment. He's not only a wealthy billionaire, but he also cares. Like, he actually cares on a fundamental level for people. Now, of course, paying for the guy's damages is great advertising for Tesla.
Yeah, of course.
But why can't you be smart and helpful at the same time, right? So
that's it. I don't think he did it for that. And anyway, it doesn't matter. The guy, is pretty happy that he doesn't have to pay for the car. So that's good.
Right. That's right. I know when I get my Tesla, I'm going to be doing some James Bond stuff. I'm going to stop robberies and chase down cars, and then Elon Musk is going to pick up the tab. No. Let me not put that on Elon Musk. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. That's what I learned this week. Anyway, the most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation. And that's where we look back at the past 7 days and we pick out something that we appreciated. It could be something good that happened, that's easy to appreciate, or it could be something that wasn't so great, but that we can see the value in today. It's funny, it's like the 130th time I've said that, and now I don't even have to think about it. I didn't even know what words I was about to say, but they just sort of came out. The power of ritual and habit. The moment of appreciation. So, I don't know, do you want to go first, Val? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, moment of appreciation. Well, look, I had a few moments of appreciation. I had a great time watching. I went to a viewing party for Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians, if not my favorite comedian. And he released 2 specials on Netflix in one day. And I got to watch that with a bunch of comedians and fans of comedy on a giant screen TV, drinking nice cold beer with my brother for my 33rd birthday. So that was just a great time, a great way to spend an evening. And it was like being at the show. It was like being in the theater because the screen was so big and I was surrounded by people, and the loft that I was in had all these couches there. And I got to just sit there in the dark. It felt like it was in the theater, but I had the best seat in the house because I didn't just see Dave Chappelle on stage, just standing there on stage, this little guy like I've seen it in person. I saw him with the cameras and everything close up, so I felt like I had the best seat in the house. It was absolutely fantastic and a great way to spend my birthday. And I got to spend it with my brother, my twin brother, Tom. So we both had a really good time there. And then,
you have the same birthday? That's amazing.
we just lucked out that way. I always imagine what it's like being a twin and being born like one before midnight, one after midnight, and how that must.
Oh yeah.
It must happen, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Or maybe the mothers just like squeeze real tight. I don't know.
Let's not go into details.
Yeah, that's right. And then I had another moment of appreciation. What was it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What was it? All right. Well, I completely forgot. And anyway, so that was a great moment of appreciation for me, and that was a lot of fun. How about you, Val?
Okay, I'll mention a couple. At first, I was like, "Oh my God, it's only Peter and me," and so I don't have that many this week. So, but yes, I've got 3 now, so that's good. Thank you for giving me time to think about it. So the very first one is really, it's very simple. That's the one that I knew I was going to talk about. Breathing, just breathing, and being aware of my breath has been really wonderful in the past few weeks, because this is honestly, like in any technique that you want to give for life coaching, for anything, when anybody's going through whatever, difficult time, or the first thing is your breath. Really, that's where you go to. This is what we do automatically. Actually, this is what our body does. It's like, okay, so I'm going through something tough, and okay, so it's really, that's the first thing. I'm very grateful for that, because when I'm aware of my breath, and I really, it's like drinking water when you're thirsty. It's beautiful. So I've been very grateful for that, and it guides me through so many things. It's like, okay, when I'm doing this, or when I'm listening to this, wow, I breathe really well and it feels really nice. Or when I'm doing this, oh well, look, it's a little shallow. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And it's basic, but sometimes we forget.
That's right.
Second one is, I have a friend of mine who's moving soon, and she needed boxes, and we were trying to figure out where to get boxes. And then I realized I have a friend who actually works for a place that makes boxes. So it felt really good to be able to help a friend with the help of another friend. And I was supposed to go and get those boxes last Friday night, and I was working on a train station. Then that friend said, are you still coming? Because look outside. And I hadn't looked outside in a while, and it was like snowing like crazy. And I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe no, I'm not coming tonight. So she said, how about tomorrow in the morning? And I ended up seeing her in the morning. And what was really good about it is that we spent more time together. We enjoyed part of our Saturday together, and I didn't have to go as far as because she came like halfway. We met at a shopping center, and it was really nice, because then we had quality time together that we probably wouldn't have had on Friday night, because I would have gone probably around 7 at night or something. So I was really, really happy about that. Like, timing was perfect. The third one, and you know about it, is my phone. My phone, that was last week or the week before, I can't remember, but my phone just like was dying on me 6 times a day, and it was just awful. I felt like I had no limbs. It was bad. And turned out that I had 10 days left on my warranty. And,
wow, that's pretty lucky.
I think they doubted me, because when they looked at it, and when we tried to fix it all day long, and then nothing worked, and then when I went back and they were like, okay, well, I guess we'll have to replace it, and then they look at it and they go, 10 days left, 10 days, left on your, so they really thought that was kind of fishy. But then they were like, no, it looks like you've done nothing special to your phone. It happened that way. And I'm like, yeah. So once I realized, how lucky I was, that changed everything. Then I wasn't so mad anymore, because it was like, oh, no, this is actually a gift, So that I was very, very grateful for that.
That's actually very good that you say that. It's the problems that arise in our life, not all the time, and maybe you don't always figure it out, but sometimes they are gifts, And,
oh yeah.
It's really something special. I was so glad to hear that you had 10 days left on the warranty. I know exactly what it's like to be relying on your phone and then have that fail on you. I think Ray Kurzweil is one he's the lead engineer at Google right now, I believe. And he says, when his phone isn't working, he feels like part of his brain has been turned off because there's so much that you rely on when it comes to offloading your consciousness there.
Yes. And I just kept telling myself, Val, you're okay. You used to have no phone. You could actually go places and you could do stuff without a phone. It's not like it's a part of you, but it was like, I don't care. I'm relying on it so much now. It's, so yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a person who does work on your phone, who doesn't just use it for distractions, it's indispensable. And so I'm really glad. Oh, that's really cool that was able to fix. So what phone did you get now?
It's the same. It's exactly the same, but a new one, and
nice.
I have another 3 months warranty on it.
That's pretty cool. Well, that's pretty cool. That's really lucky, and I love what you said about breathing, because actually we'll talk about in self-care, but it's absolutely important. Even this week I was in a situation, I don't think I was feeling stressed or anything like that, but I just sort of clicked into my body and I realized I was breathing shallow breaths, breathing with the top part of my lungs, and me, who I'm hyper focused on my breathing, hyper focused on my my awareness and how I'm feeling, it was a surprise to me to find out that I could forget to breathe. That even me, who's focused on it so much, can forget to breathe deeply. And so it's an effective reminder and a very good tool for keeping yourself grounded and aware.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I love those moments of appreciation. That's excellent. 3 is not too many. You made me remind me of one as well. And honestly, this is the most important thing we do during the show, so I'm really happy to talk about it. We had brunch, right? If I'm not mistaken, that was recently.
Yes,
yeah,
it was nice.
Great to see Cynthia again. We got to all get together. It was a busy St. Patrick's Day, I think it was.
Yes.
We got a seat in not too long. We got our food, and it was like a really good time. I really had a lot of fun. I mean, we were fiddling with your phone there, but even that I love doing. I love fiddling around with it.
And we had the same table we had last time, which is exactly how I imagined it.
Yay, I love that. So I had a really, really fun time doing that. That was a great moment of appreciation. I was actually looking forward to it, so very, very cool that we were able to do that. Well, look, that's it for a moment of appreciation, everyone. If you have a moment of appreciation, want to send that in to us, we'll read it on the air. Or better yet, take your camera and microphone and come on to the show and participate live. You can do that by checking out meetup.com/TLOAMTL. Just go there before the show starts, and the link will be right there. Just click on the link at the bottom in the comment section, and you'll pop right in here for us. That's it for that section. The next section we have is called What a Great Idea. And that's where I point you towards a product, a service, a website, an app, a person that is deserving of your attention, because whatever we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. So why not give our attention to great ideas? This week's great idea comes from our producer, Samantha Barley, who provided me a connection to the world's first mall for recycled goods. This is in Sweden, so unfortunately we can't go there, but I thought the idea was really cool, and it might be cool to do something like that here in Montreal or here in Canada. So this mall, it's 2 parts. So everything in this mall is recycled goods, okay? It's things that people brought or things that have been repaired or things like that. So you go to this mall, you can bring things from your home that you don't use, that you don't need, that are broken or whatever it is. You bring it to this place. So it's like a depot where you can deposit these things. And then you can also then shop in the mall. And it looks beautiful. I should actually put it up on the screen here for you if I can get it. I don't know if you can see the picture.
Don't know, it's a little too small.
Let me see if I can open that in a new tab. And it's too small. Anyway, it's actually a beautiful mall. You can find it by going. Actually, we'll post it on Facebook.com/The Appreciationist. It's a great mall, and it's beautiful, and so it promotes recycling and promotes reusing goods. And you just go to this mall, you drop off your stuff that you don't need, and then you can go and shop around for things that have been recycled. So we make use of the junk that's around, and we help make the world a better place by not dumping garbage in the streets or in the garbage dump. And I think it's a great idea. Honestly, I think it's wonderful. It's actually something that I think we might want to consider doing for Happy for a Change. Happy for a Change is an initiative that we've started here in Montreal, and it's all about finding great ideas in order to make us feel good. You know, we feel good by the food that we eat and the people we hang out with and the things that we watch, but we can also feel good by helping the world make it become a better place. And I've been scratching my head looking for a great idea that we can implement here in Montreal. And I think an idea like this is actually deserving of our attention. So what if we opened up a mall that was filled, all the stuff that was there was donated or given or dropped off, and you can go and shop around, and it'd be a wonderful and nice experience. Anyway, that's it for what a great idea. Be posting that there. All right, you can see my pretty face there. It ain't so pretty today. I need a haircut real bad.
Yeah, you look kind of like a bear.
Well, I'm actually thinking about growing it out for Bad Guru. But then I'm going to have to stay that way, and I don't know. Anyway, when I don't go out, I don't cut my hair because what's the point? Anyway, having a fun time here tonight. We're going to move on to the topic of our show, which is self-care and how to practice it. Okay, I think it's very important, and we were talking about it just a little earlier, breathing. I think we should start right there. I shouldn't say it that way. I would encourage you to focus on your breathing on a regular basis. I mean, don't let an hour go by in your day without reminding yourself to breathe. You can set a reminder on your phone. You can give yourself a reminder. For me, every time I drink a glass of water or a sip of water, I remind myself to breathe. Not while drinking water, because then I choke. I choke a lot while drinking water. Remember to breathe. So I use water as a reminder. Every time I see water, every time I'm around water, I say that's my reminder to focus on my body, to focus what's happening in myself. And when I'm sitting at my computer, practicing breathing. And just like Val said, it's an incredible tool to soothe you, to bring yourself to center, to ground you, to deal with stressful situations, to calm yourself down. And it's fun to do. When you start getting the habit of breathing, you realize it's a really fun thing. Do you find it like a fun thing to do, or is it like a chore to breathe?
It's fun, but what I want to say is just being aware of it first, observing, and sometimes there's, interpretation is everything. So sometimes when you're aware of your breathing, you may be aware that it's not very comfortable, that you're having a hard time breathing deeply. And even if you consciously want to make the effort to improve your breathing, it doesn't mean it happens right away. Sometimes you're for whatever reason, it's not that easy. So I think it's important not to really observe and just take the information and not judge yourself. It's like, oh my God, my breathing's not doing, it's not the way I want it to be. So I think giving ourselves points, or credit for at least being aware of it and being connected to it and observing it, and at least that, I think that's important.
I think that's really good too. I was rewatching some of the videos. I'm editing the videos from Designing the Self that we did. And part of what came out in that conversation, I believe some of the clips are online that talk about this, is not judging yourself when you become aware of what's going on, not adding insult to injury. So you might, one of the things I realized, and one of the things I wanted to mention here today about self-care, is about being willing to take care of yourself. And sometimes I find, and it might sound strange to say, well, who's not willing to take care of themselves? But sometimes we're afraid to take an honest look at what's going on because we're critical of the way we are. We're not the way we want to be. We're not acting the way we want to be. And we avoid looking at ourselves. We avoid awareness because we are trying to guard ourselves from our own judgment. And so what you're saying there, Val, is very, very important, not only for breathing, but for everything else. That whatever it is you're going to be doing with self-care, do it in the mindset of appreciating yourself, or even considering what you're doing, to praise yourself for even recognizing that you're in the middle of doing something that you don't want to be doing, because you don't want to set up the habit of every time that I become aware of myself, I'm critical of myself. So that's only going to create the habit of not wanting to be aware of what's going on. So non-judgment.
Yes.
Actually, Val, you say this perfectly when you say non-violence against the self.
Yes.
And I find that sometimes, honestly, in the domain of self-care and self-help, sometimes not us, but I feel sometimes there's a stigma behind. It's like it's not okay to not be good. Like it's not okay to fall short. That you should be better. And I don't want to encourage people to be better because they think they should be better. And I don't want you to believe that for yourself. I want you to just to take care of yourself just for the pleasure that it gives you, for the insight it gives you, for the power that it gives you. Because even if you're aware of something that's not good, that's better than doing that thing and not being aware of it. So non-judgment, non-violence against the self, I think is very important when it comes to self-care. When it comes to self-care, Val, and I have more examples, but what ways can people practice it? What ways do you find is good? We talk about breathing. We talk about becoming more aware. I know if Sam was here, she talked about the food that you eat, the food that you eat in your body that really affects. You sit down, you eat a bucket of KFC. I wasn't going to call out KFC, but what the heck? You eat a bucket of KFC. Well, suddenly you're not in that state of being full of energy. You're not in that state of being connected to who you are. You're more in that state of trauma that you've given to your body. I hope nobody's out there like really loving KFC and hating that I'm bringing it up here.
Another way, well, many ways. There are many ways to do it. I would say get silly, like, really develop your sense of humor, or engage in things that will make you laugh and take things lightly. I think it changes the energy you're in. If ever you're in I don't know, you're a little down or something like that. So I think it's and we all deserve it. I mean, as kids, we're playing, we're laughing, and then when we become adults, like all of a sudden it's gone. No, it's very healthy. We need it, and it's almost like a cleansing when you laugh. So I think it's a good one. Surround yourself with people, or that you love and that you feel good or make you feel good. And I'm saying people, it can be it can be your pets as well. It's like
Right.
Care about the environment you're in whenever you can control it. I don't think you can always control it, but you can always control how you perceive it. But I mean, forget that for a minute, but just whenever you can control your environment, your emotional environment, and even your physical environment, and so that it can make you feel better, that's good.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Sometimes when I'm really in a funk and I can't focus on my work and I can't get myself in that place where I need to be, I'll just get up and start cleaning, and I'll take care of my environment, because there's something about taking care of your outside that can really affect what's happening on the inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or I'll play with the cat here, but better yet, there's my nephew, and I'll play with him. Playing with a 2-year-old, that'll get me there every single time. Well, maybe not every single time. Sometimes he's a monster, but you can still appreciate that.
At least it shifts your focus, and sometimes that's all it takes. Distraction can be good. Learn something new. That's another one. I mean, you've mentioned it quite often.
Yeah.
Get out of your comfort zone, and you know me, in good measure, but get out of your comfort zone and explore new things, new ideas. And really, I think you said it, the most important thing is to want to care about yourself, like, and maybe throughout the day, the way that you'll do that is take stock. It's like, how do I feel? What am I thinking? And just like you were talking about being aware of your breath, be aware of your thoughts and your feelings. And that you're giving attention to yourself and what's going on inside of you. That's a good way to care.
Absolutely. You guys don't even need me here. You just need Val, because she's saying all the great things here.
Not really.
Not really. I'm
We're a
going
good
to,
team.
because what you're saying is absolutely right. Like what you're describing is exactly what I do. I'm addicted to learning new things. I love exposing myself to new things, even if I'm only going to spend 15 minutes on it, because there's just something about learning more about the world around me that helps me to get out of whatever it is that I'm in, and it helps me to feel interested, to feel passion, to feel caring about the world around me. I think it's a lot, like, I'm not a traveler in my heart. I don't care to travel. I could stay in the same sort of place for my whole life. But I think that's what people get when they visit other places, they go to other countries. It's refreshing to get new ideas. It's refreshing to sort of enter into your mind, to input into your consciousness different elements of the world that sort of expand your thought. So learning new things, learning new skills, just learning more about the world, you know, learn more about Sweden and about the balls that are there. Just learn something new, and it really helps. But my favorite thing, and this is a challenge I give myself every day, especially those days when I don't feel like it, is to laugh out loud at least once a day. I mean,
yes, that feels good.
A nice, good laugh. And, you know, I can get there. I know there are things that I can watch that can get me there. But if I have to just sit down and make silly thoughts in my head, I'll do that too. Because although it might seem superfluous and might seem sort of like childish, being silly, finding a way to laugh is crucial. It is absolutely necessary, I believe, for a healthy mental state. And so that's one of the reasons we post comedy in our meetups, because I think it's very important to give yourself an outlet where you're just sitting back and you're finding a reason to laugh at the world around you. And the other thing is to okay, so this is a simple tip. It's just a practical advice, and I guess we're going to have to end the show soon. But some practical advice. I did this a few. I should say this before I move on to what I was going to just say. I was a person who was immensely disinterested with the world, and so I know it might seem like I'm just this naturally curious person who loves to get information and learn new things. But I had to make myself do those things. So at first, I had to sort of use my willpower in order to engage with things that didn't interest me, until I became somebody who became interested in the world around me. So maybe you're a person who doesn't want to go and looking for things, who doesn't want to spend time with people, who doesn't want to go out to a comedy show or whatever it is. But just make yourself do it for a little bit in order to change your habits, and you're going to see you're going to get addicted. It's just like when you don't eat well and then you start eating well, well, then you really want to continue eating well because it felt so good, even though you got a lot of pleasure from eating badly in the past. So it's not inherent to me. It's something that I learned. But there's something else that wasn't inherent to me that I did learn. Well, I'm sure it was inherent, but then I lost it, was drinking water. Okay, so I know this is simple, but to me, it's just like breathing. Try to replace almost everything you drink with water. I know it's tough. You want your coffee in the morning, you want your juice, you want this thing. But whenever I'm thirsty, I almost always just drink a tall glass of water. Even when I'm hungry, I'll drink a tall glass of water. There's something about putting water in your system and not putting soda, chemicals, things that are bad for your body, stimulants, that really refreshes you. It refreshes your system. You feel better in your gut. You feel better in your body. So just, if you can reach for a glass of juice, don't drink the juice, drink some water. And you do that for a little bit of time, and you're going to find that it's just like breathing. It provides this refreshing sort of boost to your body. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Val, drinking water.
Yes, it does. It does. It absolutely does. I'm sorry, but I really have to go.
Yeah, okay, absolutely, Val. Thanks for being on the show.
No problem. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. If you want to find out more about Val, you can check her out at thepowerofermotions.ca. She's really wonderful, and honestly, I really believe she could have done the show on her own. She said everything that I would want to say, so I'll just reiterate that. When it comes to breathing, laughing, drink some water, those are really some practical advices, things that you can do no matter what your circumstance is, pretty much. And surrounding yourself with people, or spending time with people who you feel connected to, or better yet, spend time with animals if you have that around you, or if you can find a toddler somewhere, just grab one and spend some time with a toddler. Don't do that. Don't do that. You see, this is what happens when I'm left alone. I start talking about snatching toddlers. It's not going to go well, so I should end the show here. I usually end the show with what's for dinner, but I'm the only one here, so I'm going to let you know I'm going to eat some apple pie a la mode. Okay, apple pie a la mode. I got some apple pie for my birthday. I have some leftover, and I'm going to eat that with a scoop of ice cream. So I'm really looking forward to that. Just letting you know what's coming up on our calendar real quick. I mentioned Designing the Self, which is going to take place April 8th, and you can, let me just put up the calendar here. Yeah, so that's, no, I'm sorry, April 9th, Sunday, April 9th. That's when, I'm sorry, I'm getting messages here. People are seeing me, criticizing me, not criticizing me, having fun with my snatching toddlers thing. Thank you for watching out there. Thank you for sending me messages. Designing the Self, that's going to be on April 9th. That's at 2 p.m. Definitely come out to that. We have a few spots remaining. There are limited seatings, so definitely go to our webpage in order to check that out. I'm also doing a group motivational consultation on April 13th, so if you haven't been to that, come to that. There are, let me just see, there's a meetup for Self-Discovery Montreal. pull up the calendar here. I thought I pulled it up, but I didn't. I just opened up the page, but here we go. She will have meetups coming up. I'm sure she has them in draft mode. So just go over to Self-Discovery Montreal on Meetup. So that's meetup.com, and you can just search for Self-Discovery Montreal. You can find out the events that are coming up there. And for us at happyforachange.com, which is my other meetup group, we are going to be doing an event on April 10th. So April 10th, we're going to be redoing great ideas for social change. What we're really doing is brainstorming some ideas, some things that we can do in Montreal or online that can really help people feel engaged with the world around them, but better yet, to feel good by making change. So we're going to be happy on purpose for a purpose. That's going to be on April 10th. You can find that out at meetup.com/happyforachange. And for all your law of attraction needs and to find out what meetups are coming up, go to thelawofattraction.ca. That's it. It's over. I'm done. Self-care. Go and find a reason to laugh. Check out Dave Chappelle on Netflix and or something like that. Go hug someone. If you can't take care of yourself, help and take care of someone else, because caring for other people really is just another way of caring for yourself. Take care, everybody. Nice time. Oh, I gotta play my guitar. I'm not playing this well, but it's okay. I love myself anyway. Take care, everyone. Have a nice night. Tune in next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist.